During his evening rounds feeding the neighborhood strays, the man spotted a skinny mother cat huddled protectively around two tiny kittens in a corner. The sight immediately touched his heart. He approached slowly, but the mother cat reacted with fierce protection. Her back arched high, eyes wide with fear as she hissed and swiped at him with sharp claws, sending a clear message to stay away from her babies. The man backed away, understanding her fear completely. He had seen this protective instinct many times before in street cats. Instead of forcing an approach, he reached into his bag for some cat food and placed it at a safe distance, hoping to build a bit of trust. As he set down the food, movement caught his eye. Two more kittens were crawling nearby, mewing weakly. The discovery of 4 kittens instead of 2 made the situation much more urgent, as the mother cat was clearly struggling to care for her growing family on the dangerous streets. With gentle movements, the man picked up the wandering kittens. They felt alarmingly light in his hands, warm but far too thin. When he turned to bring them back to their mother, he discovered she had vanished with the other 2 kittens. He looked around with growing concern, calling softly. Aggressive stray dogs that roamed the area, and harsh weather with no proper shelter. These kittens and their mother needed help immediately. After a brief search, he spotted the mother cat watching from behind a trash can, her eyes revealing both fear and anger. From her perspective, this human wasn't helping. He was stealing her babies. The misunderstanding broke the man's heart as he held her 2 weak kittens. If only he could explain that he wanted to save them all. Suddenly, barking cut through the air. Stray dogs were approaching, a deadly threat to the cat family. The mother cat's ears perked up at the sound, and fear flashed in her eyes. She seemed caught between 2 dangers: the approaching dogs and the man who held her kittens. Time was running out, and the man needed to act quickly. He remembered the special treats in his pocket. Soft, creamy ones that most cats found irresistible. He placed some on a broad leaf and carefully extended it toward the mother cat. The rich aroma filled the air between them. The mother cat's nose twitched as she fought between hunger and fear. Finally, hunger won out. She inched forward, still watching him closely, and quickly licked the treats from the leaf. While she was distracted with the treats, the man gathered all 4 kittens together. They were so young, eyes barely open, tiny pink noses sniffing the air, little paws kneading instinctively. The mother cat watched his every move, but the treats had begun to build a fragile bridge of trust between them. Now came the hardest part: rescuing the mother cat herself. With no carrier or equipment on hand, the man had to rely on gaining her trust. He sat quietly on the ground, making himself appear smaller and less threatening. He spoke in the gentle voice he always used with frightened animals, telling her that he only wanted to help her and her babies find safety. The barking dogs were getting closer, adding pressure to an already tense situation. Minutes passed that felt like hours as they watched each other. The mother cat's tail swished back and forth, showing her unease. But something seemed to shift in her demeanor. Perhaps she sensed his genuine desire to help. Or maybe she recognized the growing danger from the approaching dogs. After what seemed like forever, she cautiously moved toward him. With incredible patience and slow movements, the man managed to gather the mother cat and all 4 kittens into his jacket, creating a makeshift carrier. His first stop was the veterinary clinic that stayed open late for emergencies. The vet, who often assisted with his rescue efforts, examined each kitten carefully, checking their eyes, ears, and tiny bodies for signs of illness or parasites. They're dehydrated and have fleas, but otherwise in decent shape considering their situation, the vet explained. The mother needs treatment for worms and a proper diet to help with milk production. After the clinic visit, the man brought the cat family to his home. He had already prepared a quiet room with soft blankets for comfort, a clean litter box, fresh water, and quality cat food waiting. When he opened his jacket in this safe space, the mother cat peeked out cautiously, uncertain of her new surroundings. She stepped out slowly, her nose working overtime as she smelled the unfamiliar place. Her eyes darted everywhere, looking for potential dangers or escape routes. The man stood back, giving her space to explore on her own terms. His other rescued cats watched curiously from the doorway, but knew better than to approach the newcomers yet. After thoroughly checking every corner of the room, sniffing along the walls and under furniture, the mother cat seemed to relax slightly. She returned to her kittens, who had stayed huddled together on the soft blanket where the man had placed them. In a touching moment that rewarded his efforts, the mother cat curled her body around her kittens in a protective circle. Soon the room filled with the sound of her purring as her babies began to nurse. The sight brought warmth to the man's heart. After all the fear and danger, they were finally safe together. Over the next few hours, the mother cat adjusted to her temporary sanctuary. When the man brought fresh food and water, she allowed him to come a little closer than before. The initial fear in her eyes began to fade, replaced by cautious curiosity. Sometimes when he sat quietly in the room, he would look up to find her watching him, as if trying to understand his intentions. The kittens grew more alert with proper care, their tiny bodies already showing improvement from the emergency treatments and quality food their mother was receiving. Their hungry cries became stronger, a good sign they were fighting to thrive. The man made sure the mother cat had plenty of nutrient-rich food to support her milk production and recovery. His other rescued cats eventually began to accept the newcomers from outside the room. Some even took turns sitting near the door, as if standing guard when the man needed to leave for short periods. It was as if they remembered their own rescue stories and wanted to contribute to this new family's safety. What had started as a regular feeding day had transformed into an urgent rescue mission. The man often thought about what might have happened if he hadn't been there, the kittens possibly lost or attacked by dogs, the mother continuing her desperate struggle on the streets. Instead, they now had a chance at recovery and eventually finding permanent homes. The most rewarding part was watching the mother cat's gradual transformation over just one day. By evening, she no longer hissed when he entered the room with food. The first time she didn't retreat when he sat on the floor nearby felt like a significant victory. Though still cautious, she was beginning to understand he meant no harm to her or her babies. This rescue reinforced what the man already knew in his heart, that patience and kindness can overcome fear, even in the most desperate situations. The mother cat had fought so hard to protect her babies, and now she was taking the first steps in learning that not all humans were threats. Some could become trusted allies in her mission to keep her family safe. The successful rescue strengthened his commitment to helping street animals. From frightened stray to cautiously accepting his presence in just one day, her journey showed what was possible when people extended kindness to animals in need. Even the most defensive creatures could begin to trust when approached with patience and respect. Tomorrow would bring more challenges, finding homes for the kittens once they were weaned, continuing to socialize the mother cat, and ensuring they all received complete medical care. But for tonight, knowing the family was safe from immediate danger was enough. The street feeding route that had led to this unexpected rescue had saved 5 lives today. The day's events reminded him why he continued this work despite the difficulties and heartbreak that sometimes came with animal rescue. Every scared hiss, every defensive swipe was rooted in fear rather than aggression, a crucial distinction many people failed to understand when encountering street animals. Behind those fear responses were animals capable of giving and receiving trust and affection, if only someone would take the time to show them a different way of living with humans. As he prepared for sleep that night, the man felt satisfied knowing the cat family was warm, fed, and beginning their journey to recovery. In just 24 hours, their lives had completely changed course, from struggling for survival on dangerous streets to finding safety in a quiet room where their basic needs would be met. Tomorrow would bring new challenges in their care, but the crucial first step had been taken. He had earned just enough trust to bring them to safety, and from that foundation, everything else could follow.